And we are going live on YouTube. And I'm just going to make sure all the technology is working properly, and then we will begin. Okay, great. Looks like that is working. And there's just one more check I got to do. Hi, everybody joining me over on YouTube. Welcome. Please do put your name and location into the comments on YouTube. I would love to see who is on with us today. And I am just doing one more technology check here to make sure everything is set up properly. Okay, perfect. And now I can chat with you as well. So today we're going to be talking about why 2024 and 2025 are magical portals of creation for spiritual entrepreneurs. And we're going to look at a little bit of astrology, a little bit of what's happening in the world right now. And as you can see, I have 4 other amazing women on the call with me today. And these are a few of my Soulful Summit creation clients who are either currently in the process of creating a summit or who have already created their first summit. And they're going to share with you a little bit about their experience of building their business as well. So it's going to be a really fun call. I'm so excited to share this all with you today. Now I have a few slides to get us started. So let's begin. And let me just welcome those who are on Zoom here. Welcome, Sierra in South Dakota. Great to have you here. Welcome, Wanda in New York City. Leslie Ann in the UK. Lauren in Colorado. Sonia in Ireland. Carolyn in Costa Rica. Hi, Carolyn. I just talked to you the other day. Hi, Tara in Montana. Roger in Vermont. Tonya in North Carolina. Branwen in the UK. Lico says, aloha from the Big Island. Sandra in Portugal. Okay, wonderful. So welcome on, everybody. Now, I am just so excited about this year. And if you've heard my other astrology updates, you've heard me say this, why it's such an exciting year, 2024. And 2025 is going to ramp that energy up even more. And this is especially important for those of us who are spiritual entrepreneurs who either, and you may be listening and maybe you're still working in corporate, or maybe you're still doing that job that is not your heart and soul's calling, but you know that there's something else. You know that you're meant to step into your purpose and bring your gifts to the world in a really fun and exciting way. So if that's you, or if you've already started your business, either way, this is an amazing time for you, because these are years that we are fully supported to take a really big leap. And I want to share with you today a little bit more about why that is and some of the astrology behind it, as well as just the global, human dynamics that are happening right now that are all a part of this. And I'm going to share with you how to start your successful purpose-inspired business without using social media, which is really big for most of my clients. I do not like social media. I don't spend much time on social media, and most of my clients feel the same. And we don't have to be on social media. We can start our businesses without it. So let me share with you now this chart of what I believe is the most important transit of the year astrologically in 2024. And so we will be in the energy of this transit really for the whole year. Okay, we're going to especially feel it in the first half of 2024, so January to June. The epicenter of it, the moment when it's completely exact, is what you see on the screen right here, April 20th, 2024 at 9:30 p.m. New York time. And that is when Jupiter, right here, and Uranus will be at 21 degrees and 49 minutes of Taurus in their exact conjunction. Now, the reason that this transit is so important for us as spiritual entrepreneurs is that it combines the wisdom of Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is about our growth, our expansion, right? These are important parts of our spiritual businesses, right? We want to grow, we want to expand into the fullness of all that we're meant to be in this lifetime. We want to bring our gifts forward in an expansive and optimistic and inspiring way. These are all Jupiterian words. And we want to have financial abundance. Jupiter also rules financial abundance and just abundance in general. Jupiter wants us to have all the resources, all the good things that we need in life. So we're bringing that energetic together from Jupiter with Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet that stands for our freedom and our liberation. So this transit is so much about being liberated from our old patterns, liberated from the old structures, the old systems, right? The corporations, the bureaucracies, the old ways of doing things that are not working, liberating ourselves from that. So leaving behind the old, I have to work really, 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 really hard even to just be a little bit successful, right? These old mindsets, or what our parents might have taught us that, money doesn't grow on trees, these old things, these old belief systems around money, leaving all of this behind and taking a big leap into what our hearts know is possible and into the higher level contribution that we're here to bring to the world. This transit is so supportive of that. So if you've been feeling the urge, and I would love to hear on Zoom and on YouTube, please write in the comments, have you been feeling the need to take a big leap this year? Have you been feeling the need to start that business or leave your old job? Or if you have an existing business, take it to the next level. I would love to know. Sierra says yes. Liko says yes. Yes, lots of yeses. Yeah, there's a reason that we're feeling this. Maria says, yes, wanting my new business to expand. Yes, absolutely. And Branwyn says, I know it's now or never. Linda says, taking my biz to the next level. Yes, I love it. So this is the call from the cosmos, and we are feeling this really strongly because we're going to be fully supported this year in doing this and into 2025, which I'll explain in a minute. This is just such an amazing transit. Now, for us as spiritual entrepreneurs in particular. Now, the other thing that is really supporting us at this time is over here in Pisces, we have Saturn at 15 degrees of Pisces. So Saturn's about halfway through Pisces now because the zodiac signs are 30 degrees. And so Saturn will be in Pisces he moved in there in March 2023. He'll be there until February 2026. So this is a 3-year period where we have Saturn in Pisces. Now, the reason that this is very supportive for spiritual entrepreneurs is that it's bringing together the Pisces of the Pisces qualities, okay, of our dreams, our visions, our imagination, and all the potentials, right? Like again, it's the concept, it's aligned with Jupiter because Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, so they have a lot in common. It's this concept of the bigger potentials that we know are possible for us, right? That's all held in that zodiac sign of Pisces. So then when Saturn moves in, Saturn brings structure and work and he brings the ability to lay a really solid foundation, to create a concrete structure around those dreams and visions and imaginations. This is literally about building our dreams into reality. Saturn is very much about grounding things in the physical, creating structure, creating form, making it happen. And sometimes it does take some hard work, especially at the beginning to get it started, right? So then Saturn in Pisces is helping us with that. Now, the thing about this transit, Saturn in Pisces, is not only are we feeling this as spiritual entrepreneurs, that we're supported in building our dreams into reality, but also Pisces encompasses all of the healing modalities, all of the work with, sacred plant medicines and ritual and ceremony, many, many modalities that many of you out there are very skilled and trained in. And so the collective now is going to be feeling the need for these modalities in a way that they haven't before. So this Saturn in Pisces is absolutely fueling the great spiritual awakening that's happening at this time. Pisces is a very spiritual sign. It's connecting us with all the oneness of all that is. So people are really feeling that, and they're feeling that sensibility or that awareness of ourselves as spiritual beings coming into their lives in a very real, structured way, right? Saturn. So people are realizing they need to quit their old job. They're realizing they need to address their health problem in maybe a more holistic way rather than going to the medical, typical medical doctor. All kinds of changes are happening in people's lives. And here's what's really important. The collective, even the people who have been very, very mainstream up till now, are going to be increasingly having their spiritual awakening moments and then needing to turn to practitioners like you, those of you on the call who hold these healing modalities, who know how to work with sacred plant medicines, or know how to work with ritual and ceremony, or know how to work with energy healing, because then you can guide them. So all of you are going to be very, very much in demand in the coming years as Saturn continues to move through Pisces. And also as Pluto moves through Aquarius. This is echoing some of the same themes. It's bringing the awareness of themes of life and death and transformation and initiation into the global awareness or the community awareness that Aquarius represents. So both Saturn in Pisces and Pluto in Aquarius are helping people to wake up and realize they need to heal in a different way than they have before. They need to change their lives, and you're going to be there to support them. So there's never been a better time to start a spiritual business. Absolutely never, never in the world. Now, one more thing I'm going to share with you astrologically here is that as we progress into 2025, we are going to see both Jupiter and Uranus. So they're here in, as you can see, in April at 21 degrees of Taurus. They're going to move into Gemini. And this is really significant as well. So Jupiter's going to actually move into Gemini quite soon. In June of 2024, Jupiter will go into Gemini. Now, Gemini is the sign of technology and communications and business. So Jupiter is going to bring that growth and abundance and expansion into the realm of business, and he's going to be there for a year, from June 2024 to June 2025. And as soon as Jupiter moves out of Gemini in June 2025, Uranus is going to move in to Gemini in July 2025, and then bring this freedom and liberation theme into the area of our lives dealing with communications and technology and business. So we're going to be extremely supported in whatever we create as far as building our online businesses all throughout these 2 years. Now, this is a very top level overview. There's so much more I could say about it, but for now, I wanted to give you guys that overview. And I would love to hear in the chat, what is the business that you want to start or that you've already begun? Please tell me on Zoom and on YouTube, what is that business that you are working on? I would love to hear. And I guarantee you, everybody that's on this call, because you're you're drawn to these themes that I'm sharing, you're going to be bringing the healing, you're going to be bringing the visionary thought leadership, right? You're going to be bringing what people need most in with Saturn in Pisces and Pluto in Aquarius. So let's see, we have energy healing. Yes, wonderful. Tuning fork healing. Yes, amazing. Inner Child Circle, a nonprofit sharing awareness for self-healing. Yes, beautiful. Leslie Ann says, would like to use my healing with dogs. Yes, and yes, the animals need support too, right? We're all going through these transformations together. Holistic health or astrology, transformational education, using painting processes for healing. That's so beautiful, Leslie. I love it. Okay. Amazing. Outdoor wilderness guiding, brick and mortar healing center for many modalities. Yes. Okay, this is beautiful. So thank you all for sharing those and keep on sharing. I love to hear what you all are working on. Now, I want to share with you the single most important aspect of your business that you can start building today to ensure an abundant tomorrow, and that is your community. And your community, when we're talking about online business, is not your Facebook followers. Okay, and I'll tell you why not, but your community that you can really rely on, that you know you'll always be able to connect with, is your email list. Okay, this is your sacred community. Now, I want to just tell you a little bit about why creating your own community is so important. It's absolutely essential for your business. So, as I said, your email list is your community. And these are the people who feel a strong enough connection with you and your work that they're willing to give you their name and email address. That's really different than the level that we connect with on social media, right? The people who join your email list, who join your community, they feel a level of trust with you. They want to hear more from you. The people following you on social media are just not as committed. Now, some people may be on both your email list and your social media, and that's great. They're very committed. But people who are just on your social media are very distracted. You know, we're all distracted when we're on social media. We have things scrolling by so fast, 20, 30, 40 things a minute scrolling by. And it's very hard to even get, focused in or committed or concentrated on any one thing because, there's 10 more things coming as soon as you, scroll slightly up the page, right? However, on the other hand, when we're talking about your email list community, when someone's reading an email, they can be much more focused. They can really make a sound and a committed decision, to work with you or to read your blog or to watch this video that you created. They can really drop in with you. And this creates much closer connections for you to have with your community. And perhaps most importantly, as you can imagine from what I've said so far, your email list gives you freedom from social media. On social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is now growing significantly. People do sometimes start businesses on social media, but it's like the few and far between. It's kind of like the chances of a video going viral, right? It's like by chance, some businesses do get started on social media, but this is not something we can count on, and we can't count on it to be consistent in the long term either, because social media is all driven by algorithms. And they're always changing those algorithms. But one that's been consistent for a while now is, for example, on Facebook, any post that you make is only seen by about 10% of the total number of people following you. So if you have 100 people following you, only 10 of them are even going to see that post, and only a fraction of those are going to take the time to respond to it. But with your email list, no one can control it. No one can block it. Nobody can say, nope, half of these people won't ever see that email. Okay. And your email list grows over time. And over that time, it becomes a greater and greater asset for your business, because these are people, again, who really feel that trust with you. They feel a connection with you. They want to hear from you. And so when you send emails, you're going to have a much greater chance of reaching people with your beautiful work, your message, your programs, your offerings, everything that you are creating. And so what I'm especially here to share with you today is the method, the strategy that I have found above and beyond anything else to be the best way to start and consistently grow your community, which is holding global summits and conferences. And I share about this, and I teach this, and I hold one-on-one and small group programs to guide people in creating their global summits and conferences for a reason. It's because I really believe in this model. And you'll get to hear from some other people today who are on the call with me here, who are going through that process, who have been through that process, get to hear some of their real life stories of how it's been for them. But global summits and conferences are such a powerful and exciting way to start and grow your business. And it's all based on your email list. You will never be dependent on social media if you grow your business in this way. And you can make your business very profitable, very consistently abundant. Okay. And you'll be bringing together a global community of people who can see your vision, who will love what you're sharing. And you're going to have so much fun. In addition to this, you will be building long-lasting relationships with the speakers who you interview. You'll be providing amazing wisdom-filled content for people all around the world who are having their awakening and evolutionary journey, right? You're supporting the world. You're supporting the global awakening of consciousness, which is one of the things that I see these summits doing as I'm creating summits, my clients are creating summits, as these ripple out. The way that it's serving people and helping people and supporting them and getting connected with teachers and healers and thought leaders is just amazing. It's really supporting this awakening of consciousness in an incredible way. Now, I want to show you a chart, which I just love. This is a real screenshot from my ConvertKit, which is one of these email list databases. All of my friends here on the call know this well. We create really consistent business growth over time with summits and conferences. So this is a chart you can see from May 11th, 2019, all the way to June 17th, 2023. So a little more than a 4-year period. Every time you see a big increase in total number of subscribers, it was when I held a summit. Right? So in March 2020, in October 2020, in May 2021, in December 2021, and so on, I held summits, and you can see the huge increase in my community at each of those moments in time. Now, always with our email list, people are always leaving. We have, generally some attrition with time. But even with those decreases, I went from about 7,500 email subscribers to leveling out here after this summit about little under 12,000. Right now I'm about 12,500 at this point in time. So over time, it's very, very consistent growth for your business. And the really amazing thing about online summits too is that, you create the theme, the topic for your event from your heart and soul. And so the people that see your title of your event and see the speakers you've invited, right? They're people who are really going to resonate with your vision, your mission, with your work. And these are the people who are really going to want to invest with you, work with you, receive all of the amazingness that you have to offer. So here are the consistent results that I generally see, okay, when we create a summit, whether this is me or my clients. So between 2,000 to 5,000 new highly engaged email subscribers who are very interested in exactly what you're ready to share. And we gain income from the summit. We gain income from the lifetime access. Now, we make the summits available completely free. But if people want to purchase permanent access to all of the interviews, they can do so for a very low price. And many people do that. So you will earn usually between $4,000 to $8,000. I have many clients who've earned much more than that in immediate income upon your event airing. And then following your summit, you have unlimited revenue potential in the months and years to come because you can offer your programs to your wonderful community. And one of the biggest things that's hard to quantify, or it can't be quantified, right? But the shift in your confidence, your clarity around your mission and your message, courage to go toward what you're afraid of, right? Because the summit process, it's not for the faint of heart, right? You really have to be ready to be visible. And I know we'll hear about this from my clients who are on today, right? We need to go toward the fear a little bit, but that builds our confidence, that builds our courage, that builds our ability to know that we can make things happen. we can create a business, we can create these shifts, we can be comfortable on video, right? After doing a few interviews. It's really magical how your confidence and your clarity shift. And there are many more benefits. One other benefit is that when you graduate from this program, you know how to create a website, you know how to manage an email database, you know how to use YouTube, Zoom, you can run an online business just from the tools that you learn in this program. So I wanted to announce, and then we're going to go to my amazing clients here, but I want to let everybody know who's listening that there are right now 2 spaces left in the Soulful Summit group mentorship starting in early June 2024. My one-on-one spaces for the year are all filled already, but I'm going to be filling these last 2 spaces in the group. So I will put this information in the chat here in just a minute with the links. And I have the pricing here. It's a very high ROI for this program. Usually you will earn back your full investment or more when you hold your summit, okay? And then you go on to earn much more abundance over the months and years to come because you can speak to your amazing community that you've brought in. So I will put this information in the chat, and then we will go to my amazing clients here. So let me stop sharing. So here are the links I'm putting this in the chat on Zoom, and let me go and put it in the chat on YouTube as well. Let's see. Oh, I made it too long for YouTube. So hold on one second. I'll just copy a portion of it. Okay. And if you have any questions about this, you can ask questions here while we're on live, or you can email my team at hello@wearesacredplanet.com. But I really invite you to go and check out the page here. That's the first link in the chat, because that has all the details of the program, all of the modules that we move through, everything you will learn, FAQs at the bottom of the page, the things I always get asked about. So go check it out when the timing is right for you. Okay, so thank you to my amazing clients for being on the call here today. And Ami, I would love to welcome you on first. How are you today, Ami?
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Jocelyn, for this invite. Yeah, for letting me share my experiences with your Soulful Summit Creation Program. So my Soulful Summit Creation journey started back in November 2022 when I came across you, Jocelyn, and your program. It has been such a personal, transformational journey and growth journey for me, which has really helped me, take me personally to the next level, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally as well. So it's been a tremendous growth that I've seen in myself, after doing this program with you. So back in 2022, I was trying to start up my own spiritual travel business. And I was working for corporate as well at the time, but wasn't really happy with my job. And then in January 23, last year, I lost my job. So I was so thankful that I came across you and started this program with you, which has, really helped me kickstart my business. So I was also looking for a program that would also help me show up, in the world, because I've always hidden myself and not feeling very confident, comfortable, being using this, as you said, social media, but we don't need to use social media when we're doing your program. But I wanted to also put myself out there, become more visible, and the communication, improve my communication writing skills. So I was looking for a program that would also give me all that, and your program fitted all my criteria, and I was so happy that I joined and haven't regretted it one bit since. So yeah, so really very profound transformational journey that I've had. It's been a joyful experience, which led me to create my first summit last year, which was titled Journey to Sacred Sites, mystical journey to sacred sites, where I had 20 brilliant speakers come on, join me and talk about their spiritual journeys, their healing journeys, and how the sacred sites helped them throughout their journeys. So it was very, very, very profound, the whole conference, and it was very successful. The audience, the participants, loved each speaker because they brought their own, individual teaching and healing modalities. They came from different backgrounds. I had a diverse group, of speakers. So it was, very, very successful. And one of the takeaways that I got, after I sent out the feedback forms was people are really looking for more summits, especially those people on the journey, on the spiritual awakening journey, like a lot of the people here today, wanting to leave their corporate job because it doesn't kind of align with their soul's mission. So all I can say is people out there are looking for more of these summits, these online conferences. So, if you are thinking of joining, this program, this is a real good time to do this program. So as I mentioned, I've had a lot of beautiful experiences. I've grown, I've become very confident, I've become more empowered. And my first summit was actually a catalyst for creating subsequent events. So I've created since then, since July 2023, I've created a beautiful panel discussion with 4 amazing women. I've had one-to-one interviews, with people, and created brilliant events. And it's also opened up more projects, more doors, more opportunities for me, with collaborations. I've done workshops, collaborating with other brilliant entrepreneurs, and also signed up, opened up new opportunities, signed up to different programs. And I've actually now co-authored my first book, which will be published in the near future. So I'm really excited about that. So that's been an amazing project. And these projects came out of this program, where I created my first summit with your guidance, Jocelyn. And also now I'm birthing the next summit, my next global online summit, which is called the Sacred Union, A Journey to Self. So I'm really excited about birthing this beautiful event for everybody to put myself out there and make myself more visible, and and shine my light in the world, because I know we all have important messages. And all of us here today are on profound journeys, on our higher mission, a higher purpose. So we need support from people like you, mentors like you, Jocelyn, to take us to that next level, to take our businesses to the next level. So really grateful that I came across you and this program. And Jocelyn is a remarkable mentor and coach, and she takes you through the summit creation process, holding your hand step by step. And it's just beautiful how she does it in a loving way. And also these shamanic journeys that she does with the group, with all of us, in order to really get to our core, connect to our core, in order to bring our projects, our businesses into being, And those actually the title of my first summit was actually kind of birthed when you did this shamanic journey with the group, taking us into our heart space, into our core essence. And the title, as A Mystical Journey to Sacred Sites, actually came from that meditation, that journey that you did with us. That was very profound. So thank you. And my final words are just that if you're thinking of, starting your own business or taking your business to the next level, or just, want to be out there, become more visible, have your gifts and talents really shine and come out, this is really a great space, a great program for you, and you're in the right space, right program. So if, I wouldn't miss out on the opportunity to become the best version of you and take your business to the next level. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ami. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful share. And your story is just so amazing. And I love it how you had so many new connections that came out of the summit and doing these workshops and different interviews. And I know I've interviewed you since then, and it's so fun, right? All that blossoms. And Ami's business is called Joy Through Travel. I'm going to put this link in the chat. And do you want to say anything, Ami, about your business, just so people know what you do? And
oh yes, thank you. So basically, my business called Joy Through Travel, and I facilitate and guide small groups to sacred sites around the globe. So this year, later in Q4, quarter four, I'm planning a trip to Damanhur, which is a hidden gem in the northern Italian Alps. So, if you want to connect with me and if you want a one-to-one free consultation about the journeys I offer, so please go to my website. There's a calendar link there. So book an appointment with me, and it'll be a pleasure to discuss and talk to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ami.
Welcome.
And now, Clara, would you like to share next?
Thank you, Justin. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I can really just echo a lot of what Ami has said. Just such a beautiful process. I am very grateful to have gone through the experience with you, Jocelyn, and I can also just recommend to everyone, if there's anyone that's been on the fence for a while, just take the leap, because if you're feeling the call, then it's your soul is trying to tell you something there. And in my case, that was basically how it happened. I had seen your email about summit creation a couple of times, and I think it was probably about a couple of years before I decided to take that leap. And it was basically following the signs and the synchronicities and just, eventually saying yes to that higher calling. And same as with Ami, my process started in November 2022. We were part of the same small group of summit creators, and my vision for the summit was bringing together a number of speakers, experts from a variety of backgrounds, all of whom I felt carried like a little piece of the puzzle, for us to understand the magnitude of what we're experiencing at this time and how we can navigate these times of huge change. And it happened in such a beautiful way. It was a hugely transformative experience for me to be on this program of creating the summit. It was initiatory. I can only say that there were so many things that I felt I had to overcome throughout the year. Sometimes they were pretty daunting, but all in all, they were just, I understood they were for my evolution, and essentially that was what my summit was about as well. It was about empowerment, and my summit, the name is Dreaming the New Earth, co-creating the sovereign, resilient humanity of the future. So all of the speakers that came together had a little piece of this puzzle that, as I said, are helping us navigate these times. And it's a summit that's going to continue. I had a very strong message from my guides, from higher consciousness, that it was something I needed to continue yearly for now, with the same overall theme, but with different sub-themes. So I'm going to get back into gear quite soon to start the next one, which will be towards the end of the year again. And there are a number of other beautiful offerings in the pipeline as well with a similar format, smaller events, but with a similar format. And yeah, just also to share that, you know, the growth was incredible just from that one event in terms of subscriptions and also in terms of lifetime access packages. And it helped me really just build up the confidence to start my first online programs with I'm busy running a beautiful online program with a group of people that really resonated with what came through in that summit, and the, you know, the offerings going forward are very much in line with that. So also with, you know, as Ami was saying, or Jocelyn was saying, actually, you know, what we learn in terms of the technology has been so empowering as well. It really stretched my brain and my capacity in different ways, and I'm so grateful for that. And the feedback received from the audience and even some of the speakers was just really amazing. It just made it so much more worthwhile than I even imagined. And yeah, I just wanted to comment on I saw something in the chat about you know, I don't know how to start with this visionary business, and this is exactly how I started. I just said yes to that call because the way Jocelyn guides it is so beautifully intuitive and gentle, and right from the start, you know, even if you don't have an inkling of what the title or the subject might be for that summit, she guides you through that process and through those shamanic journeys, as Ami mentioned, you know, just to receive the information as, you know, coming from elsewhere, within, but from the greater, higher consciousness, of course, as well. And for me, this vision was very much, you know, I resonate a lot with Jocelyn's work as well, because it's on such a cosmic scale in a way, and being a double Aquarius, this vision needed some proper support. It was it felt like a massive birthing, and it was so worth it. So thank you so much, and again, for anybody on the fence, I would totally recommend it.
Thank you so much, Clara. Yeah, it's like really good Saturn and Pisces work, right? Creating these summits. We're taking these big, like vast cosmic ideas and wanting to connect with the whole world. And then we have step 1, step 2, step 3. Here's how you do it. Here's how you create it from the ground up. So thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm.
And Clara, I'll put your websites in the chat. Did you want to say anything more about your work and your business?
Thank you. Yeah, my offering, my business is called Alchemical Dreaming, alchemical with a K, in honor of Kemet, ancient Egypt, which is a big influence for me. And it's essentially transformative work through dreaming the new, through reconnecting with the sacred, through reconnecting with nature, through sacred ritual, creativity, and dreaming and constellations work. And there are a number of other beautiful things that are coming soon in the next year or so here in Africa. So if anybody has felt the call to come to Africa for retreats and things like that, then please do sign up. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for your beautiful share, Clara. And Clara and Ami were with me in Egypt earlier this year, so we got to be in person together as well, which is very special and just amazing. After being on Zoom for years or months, we got to be in person together, so that was wonderful. So, Stacy, I'm going to go to you in 1 minute. I'm going to read just a few responses that I got, because I sent out a call to see from my Soulful Summit creation clients who had created summits or are currently working on them who wanted to come and be on the live webinar today, right? And there were some responses that I just want to share with everybody because they were so beautiful. So Emer, if many of you probably know Emer Stassen, she was in a Soulful Summit group that I believe, we started in 2019. And so, her business has grown immensely since that time. And so she wrote back to me that she couldn't be on live, but here's the reason why. She said, in fact, I'm in Dublin this weekend to plant trees as a result of Elizabeth Berkovici's Treasures of Ireland Summit with Elizabeth, who I met through my summit. And she said, learning the summit process with you has changed the whole course of my business, brought me immense confidence, connections, and income, as well as helped me heal my voice by speaking into my story. So her journey has been amazing. And she was doing real edgy conversations from the beginning. And her second summit was all about the witches. And she has created amazing summits along the theme of the witch consciousness coming back in. So hi, Emer, in case you're watching the recording later, much love to you. And then Trisha and Mayumi of Shaman's Directory also wrote me back that they couldn't attend. And they said, thank you, Jocelyn. We are so glad and grateful that we have done this with you, enabling us to continue creating summits on our own, thanks to your precise format, guidelines, and practices. And that's something to note. Once you create your first summit, you can go on and create as many more as you want. And as you're hearing from some of my clients on the call today, it's so much fun to keep on creating them because you have such an amazing result every time. And once you get this technology down, you've got it. It's like riding a bike, right? And so you can automatically go through the steps, maybe check back on the guidelines a little bit, but generally you know what to do once you've done it one time. So it's such an incredible business tool to have in your tool belt that will continue to work for you for years and years and years, decades even. And then Ellie Pascal, who many of you may know as well, she said, unfortunately, I'm too busy with clients and working on creating my next summit today, so I won't be able to join you, a testament to the efficacy of Soulful Summits. So that was a very sweet response from Ellie. So Stacy, you're up next. Would you like to share your story? We would love to hear about it. And Stacy is in the process of creating her first summit, so we'll tell you about that too.
Yes. So hi, everyone. Jocelyn, thanks again for giving me the opportunity to share about this, especially since it's ongoing. It's so timely. So I am a clinical psychologist. I am in my third decade of private practice, and I found Jocelyn before I had decided to host a summit. I found her because I wasn't positive what I had ideas of what I was going to be wanting to offer next, but I knew that I had only had experience doing one-on-one work. I had a brick and mortar office and was doing sessions with clients on Zoom, but did not have experience in thinking about other things I could do. And so within a couple of meetings with Jocelyn, I honestly think that what it must be is that we all had agreements with her, like our souls had agreements with her. And so once we find her, it's like, like it felt like it came out of my mouth before I even really knew what I was saying. So I had this idea for, I had always been kind of outside the box in my thinking. So I started out in an academic institution where I was very outside the box. Then when I graduated, I went into like attachment work, and I was still pretty outside the box. And it was actually my attachment-oriented therapist who told me I sounded Jungian. So I discovered Jung about probably 10-ish years ago at this point, and he felt like a much better fit for me because he's such like an outcast in the field of psychology in a way. He still is. He always was. He was always on the cutting edge, and his ideas are, much more. People are much more behind them today, but there's a lot of kind of rigid thinking that I felt I could see in my field. So the summit was about that chasm between psyche and soul. And so the summit that was birthed from this process is called Boundless Psyche, Timeless Soul, Enhancing Psychological Well-Being with Direct Experiences of Spiritual Realities. And that will be airing during the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in April. Very fitting, right? I'm taking a big leap in the name of expansion and liberation. And so I had always been, I'm pretty extroverted, but I also was not a big, I wasn't comfortable being visible, especially not on camera. I'd never been filmed for anything. I just wasn't, that wasn't the direction that my career had taken me. I had taught at CU Boulder, but that didn't feel as scary in a way as being online, filming, going out to who knows. It just had a different feel to me. So I had some big fears around it. So I was really, there are certain things that have come from the summit that some of you guys have already talked about that I wasn't really surprised by, and it was part of why I wanted to do it. But there are other things that were completely caught me off guard in terms of what the benefits were going to be. So first of all, I feel like it was pretty predictable, but very, very immediate and important that I really did become more confident on like being on camera, which made me more confident to step forward, to ask people to collaborate. It was one of those things that had kind of, as I took the steps, it kept showing up and things just kept moving forward. And all of a sudden it was like, wow, these people are my colleagues and they're excited to have these conversations because they're mirroring what I'm seeing. They see it the same way. So it was actually so validating in terms of, like other people have said, it opened up, yes, it builds your confidence, but it also opens up these opportunities for collaboration and just bigger picture thinking that you couldn't have even, what I've realized now is that I think all these things were really hidden. I don't think that these things would have ever become visible to me if I hadn't have taken the steps to take that leap, to jump off the cliff. And not that it's a cliff, but you know what I mean. You're like paragliding, let's say. But it's a scary thing when you haven't done it before, but there's so much that it's attached to that you just don't even know. I mean, it's like growth in general, but I think with the summit, there's this very kind of intense, kind of fast forwarded growth process that Jocelyn completely helps you with. You're not at all like drowning, not even for a second, honestly, but it really pushes you in a lot of ways. This reminds me of therapy. Of course, I have this bias as a therapist, but it's that same kind of thing where you're challenged and you just can't even imagine what's on the other side if you agree to meet those challenges. And that's the part that to me has just been mind-boggling, that there has been so much that just I couldn't have anticipated if I tried. It reminded me of, I was really into choose your own adventure books when I was a kid. And I really think that working with Jocelyn was one important decision, but deciding to throw the summit was another, because it takes you places. It's so much greater than the sum of its parts. That's why I think you can't even imagine where it's going to take you, because when you have these collaborative, creative conversations, which is just incredible. I mean, I'm sure you guys can attest to this. You're having these conversations with people where you're like, wow, this is so amazing to get to talk to you about this amazing thing that I think is amazing. You think it's amazing. Hopefully the people we're calling in will think it's amazing. It's just you feel like you're just part of this bigger web of creativity that is happening and wants to happen. So yeah, it is actually not just birthing of the things that you expect to see, but I guarantee that you're going to have aspects that pop up that are really unexpected and just beautiful pieces of your growth that could only be facilitated by you taking a brave step forward. And Jocelyn's a really good person to take that step with, because she really has your back. She helps you with like these guys have said already, the honing in, but also the every step of the way, including when you're up against a wall of fear. She will meet you right there and talk to you then. And I mean, there's a lot about this that is, I would never encourage anyone to do it without a really skilled guide. And Jocelyn obviously is a very skilled guide. So thank you. I have told you, Jocelyn, that every time I talk to you, I'm going to thank you for being in my life and collaborating with me and alchemizing this out of me. And this is another time I will say it. Thank you so much. And for anybody who's on the fence, I mean, I think all of us have given very honest, real testimonials of how our lives have changed, because it's really true. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy, for your beautiful words. And one part that's been so fun in your evolutionary process is your clarity around what you want to offer after the summit, and how much that has changed from what you thought was possible, like before doing all the interviews. It's been so beautiful to see the blossoming of that. And I can't wait for you to share that with everybody in April or early May. So yeah, very exciting how that clarity comes in, and how that showed up for you. Yeah. And so Stacy's summit is going to be starting on April 22nd and 24th. And so look out for the announcements of that. You'll see me sending announcements about her summit, Boundless Psyche, Timeless Soul. And we can't wait to see you there. And you have such an amazing lineup of people, Stacy. It's really exciting. So can't wait for that. And thank you for your share. Wonderful. And Katherina, would you like to go next?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, thank you for inviting me on. So I'm from Germany. And I'm a womb healer. So like Stacy, I did have a brick and mortar office for womb healing, alternative healing modalities here in Berlin, in Germany. And actually, I wasn't really thinking about doing a summit at all. So I was on Jocelyn's list through watching one of her summits, because I knew a speaker. So obviously that's a way to really get to people. Yeah. So one day this email popped into my inbox and it said, create your summit, Soulful Summit process. And I was like, oh, I'm so scared. And I always know when I'm like scared, but also a little bit excited, there's something there for me. So I was like, okay, I looked at the program and thought, oh, this looks really interesting. Could that be a way for me to get my work more out in the world, because it's not very well known in Germany. So I wanted to like reach more people and tell them about what I do, right? So, but I wasn't really sure if a summit was the right thing. And then I thought, okay, let's do this connection call. And so I did the connection call, and I said, like, I don't really know if I should do this, and I don't even know if I have the money. But she was like really nice about it, guiding me through this process. And I had like a vision that if it was to happen, then it would happen. And I thought like, okay, there would be money could maybe come to me, but I wasn't sure. But then like I had this money miracle where when I like looked, suddenly I had a lot of money on my bank account. I was like, where did this come from? I mean, I know where it came from, but it was like the cosmic sign that told me at this point that I had to jump into this process. And I was like, yeah, I guess like all through the process, I was like really scared and always like in resistance. But from the beginning, I knew that like Jocelyn would be the person where I would be able to do this, because like in my womb work, it's all about balancing the masculine and the feminine. And Jocelyn, I think, really embodies this balance of the masculine and the feminine, the masculine structure and like action, but also the feminine visionary dreamlike quality. And that's like so beautiful. And that's why I knew that this would be a process that I could commit to and that would be good for me. And it has been wonderful. I met new people, even one of the Soulful Summit people, she's not here today, but she's one of my good friends we met in person. Yeah, the summit was great. So yeah, I totally recommend it. I guess everything else, I mean, everybody has touched on already. I mean, it's beautiful when you do the interviews and you get like this up leveling of knowledge, like everything that you already like have interest in, that you know, but you get like a totally different understanding of things. Like by talking to other people. So this is like the thing that I didn't expect, I guess, as much, even though Jocelyn always said, yeah, you can expect this. And I was like, how is this going to happen? But then when it happened, I was like, oh, that's what she was talking about. So yeah, that was wonderful. And I mean, totally, she is so professional, and everything that she says about the return of the program is all true. And if you stick with it, I mean, it's all very, very well thought out. And I mean, I couldn't be happier. So if anybody needs a cosmic sign, this is it. Trust in it. Yeah, it's good.
Thank you so much, Katherina. Yeah,
sure.
Your beautiful share. I love how you talk about the interviews and how amazing it is to just sit and with somebody you've always admired and respected and never thought you'd get to have a conversation with, and you have like a personal master class with that person, right? It's just so amazing. So thank you for bringing that up. And would you like to share a little bit more about your business as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly based in Germany, so I do mostly German work. I do have a practice in Berlin. If anybody is listening in from Europe or Berlin, I do one-on-one womb work, very hands-on, body-centric, body rituals. I also have a group where I teach what I do for healers. People who want to become healers. There's going to be one in September. So that was something that I created after the summit. Had my first round. That's going to be 4 weekends. Yeah, so that's mostly what I do. Also have a new summit coming up end of the year, probably in October. Yeah, so if anybody's interested in that.
And also, Katherina, your summit was in German. And this is something people ask about a lot. Do I have to have my summit in English? Could I have my summit in another language? And if it makes sense for your business, like Katherina, you wanted to bring in people who are in your local area, it makes total sense to have your summit in German. So it's wonderful that you did it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the numbers are a little bit smaller, but overall it worked out exactly as you said. And so yeah, if you want to reach more local people with another language, I guess that's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I posted your website here in the chat. So thank you so much for your beautiful share and for telling us about your experience. And I know Ami had to leave early, so let me say bye to Ami. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being on here live with me today. This was so fun to hear your stories and just to hear this, you know, straight from your heart about how it's been for you. So beautiful to hear. And I want to let you guys know, if you need to go, feel free to go. I know some of you are on schedules and have other things going on today. So if you need to go, feel free to leave. I'm going to open up for Q&A and that kind of thing. But thank you again with all of my heart. It's been really fun. Yeah, wonderful. So I do want to open up for Q&A, everybody. And if you have any questions about the program or anything else, the astrology, whatever it might be that we've covered on this call today, please feel free to put that question in the chat. And I do see a question, can we share Stacy's website? Well, Stacy's website will be unveiled in April when she has her summit. So don't worry, you will have that, but just stay connected to my emails and you'll see the invitations to her summit, and then you'll find out all about her work at that point, because we're just making sure everything is perfectly built before we release it all. So, but yeah, does anybody have any other questions? You can put them in the Zoom chat. You could put them on the YouTube chat. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And while people are thinking about that, I just want to share, I'll pull up the page for Soulful Summit Creation Mentorship that you will see on my website if you go and check it out. And I'll put this link in the chat once again, just so it's really easy for you to get to. If you go to this page, you can read all about the program. Now, one really important note that I want to say is that I hear a lot of people ask me, one of the FAQs is, aren't there already too many summits out there? You know, because there are so many summits happening. The reason there are so many summits happening is because this is such a successful business model and more people are catching on. And the fascinating thing on the more cosmic level that I want to say about that is these increased number of summits are supporting the continually increasing number of people who are having spiritual awakenings, who are needing this kind of support, and who are, you know, needing to find the teachers and the healers and the thought leaders to guide them on their path. So what I'm seeing over the years, since I've been coaching people to do this since all the way back in 2017, all the way through till now, it's incredible that the more summits that happen, the higher and higher results I see my clients getting with each summit that they do. So the market is not getting saturated. Like, people need these summits. People want to see more and more summits. The demand is increasing, I think, even more quickly than the number of summits is increasing. So it's a really fascinating thing. And it is a global web of connection that is being woven with these summits that is supporting the great awakening of human consciousness, right? There's a lot of things happening in the world to support that awakening, but these summits and the way that really amazing spiritual entrepreneurs like all of yourselves are stepping up to bring them to the world in a soulful, heart-centered, caring, and compassionate way, right? That's like, it does the marketing task, but we're not focused on the marketing. The marketing is, you know, a wonderful part of our goals, but it's not like a markety summit, it's a soulful summit, right? And so the more that we're bringing them forward in this incredible soulful way, they are really serving the world so beautifully. So there's a question from Rama in the chat, and she's saying, how do we find speakers? Do you help with that as well? And so, yes, it's actually easier than you would think. And this is a question that I get from almost anyone that's beginning, because you may be thinking, I don't know any amazing, you know, people that I would want to invite to the summit, or maybe I know 2 or 3 that actually know me and I think would say yes. Like, how am I going to get people to say yes to my summit? And what's really amazing is that these speakers benefit so much from being a part of the summits. And so I will help you to find who to invite. We'll talk about that. There's a whole module. Actually, there's 2 whole modules in the program. Let me actually scroll down to that on the page. You know, there's a lot on this page, if you come and visit, that tells about why summits are important, how it can help you bring your work out to the world in a powerful way. Here are the results you can expect. Here's my cool chart on the page there, testimonials. But what I'm trying to get to here is modules 3 and 4, 4 and 5, about inviting your speakers. So I'm going to give you all of the information you need to know where to find speakers, which people to invite and which people not to invite, because we do need to invite people who already have their own well-built email list. We're actually going to be looking for speakers who have 5,000 or more people already on their email list, because this is how your event is going to get out to the world. And the magic of what happens with the summit is that when all of the speakers share the announcements of your event with their audiences, that's how we reach thousands and thousands of people. So I'll go into a lot more detail about this, of course, if you're in the program, but I'm going to guide you through the process with my already composed invitation template of how you can send invitations to actually quite big name people. And you will find that many, many, many of them say yes, even if they don't know you, even if they've never, heard of you, even if you don't have a business website up yet, they will say yes, because we're going to send them this incredibly beautiful and professional invitation with your beautiful summit title and subtitle and your description of what your summit is about and why you're creating it. You will be amazed at how many people say yes. And all of my clients here, I'm sure, can confirm that. It's really fun. It's really cool to see who says yes, that you might have thought wouldn't want to bother with your summit, but they benefit so much because you're essentially building a global platform where they can get their message out to thousands and thousands more people that they didn't have access to before. And they get to offer a free gift, so they get to grow their email list and grow their community too. There are many benefits. And speakers know this, this is the new way forward for those who maybe don't want to create their own summit, but they want to reach more and more people around the world. That you just speak on summits, right? And then you get your message out to so many more. So yes, I will help with that. We'll spend module 4 on that, and also module 5, where we talk about getting ready for the interviews, collecting the information that you'll need to do the interview. All of this we cover in great detail. I will not leave you hanging on any part of the process, I promise, and my clients can vouch for that. I will be there holding your hand every step of the way. I will make sure you have everything you need. So yes. So Kathleen Ann is asking, does the summit training include help with clarifying our business focus when we have a few directions we can go? Yes. So I want to tell you a really cool story about that, Kathleen Ann, because honestly, the universe comes in and helps you with that. This is one of the really cool things that happens with the summit that's even like beyond, I will guide you in that, but also the universe will come in and support you. In my business, I have 2 main ideal clients. And so I have, kind of 2 different focuses for my business. And so when I was starting my business, all of the, coaches and the marketing people told me, you need to get clear on your niche. You need to choose just one ideal client. You can't have 2. And I was like, no, that doesn't sit with me. That doesn't make sense. I know I'm here to serve 2 different groups of people. My 2 different groups of people are spiritual entrepreneurs on the one hand, and then on the other hand, it's people who are in their spiritual awakening and have no desire to start a business whatsoever, but they want amazing wisdom about, ancient civilizations or indigenous wisdom or earth-based wisdom, different things like this. So 2 very different clients wanting very different things. So when I had my first summit, I had this incredible experience of thinking that I was going to share with people about finding their purpose. And actually, instead of that, who showed up and who wanted to work with me and who was contacting me and scheduling with me on my calendar to have discovery calls were spiritual entrepreneurs. So this was amazing, because I didn't feel myself worthy enough to work with spiritual entrepreneurs. This was way back in 2015, right? I had spent 15 years in business and finance and project management. I had been working for a couple of years at that point to start my own business, but I never thought that I had what it took to be an entrepreneurial coach. But the universe showed me otherwise. The universe said, there's all these clients that want to work with you and have you help them start their business. So that's how I came to do to feel really empowered with both of those focuses in my business. So Kathleen Ann, what I will say is going through the process and seeing who shows up, okay, and seeing what you feel inspired to do after you've gone through this process of raising your confidence, raising your clarity, you're going to have a very different idea about what you want to create and what you want to bring into the world by the time you get to your summit. All right. And then the universe is going to show you the way from there by having the most amazing people come up. And you might even be invited up into higher levels than what you even thought you could do. So yes, you will absolutely clarify your business focus. There's no question about that. And the way that it's going to happen, it will be even more magical than you might think. So hopefully that answers your question. Generally, what I see is that when people come into the program, when we're in this beginning, step 1, right? Very beginning, everybody, has more of like a fuzzy idea of what they want to do, or maybe they have an idea, but they're open to that idea changing with time. And what happens is, as we move through the process, as we build our confidence, as we're conducting the interviews and building the website and having all these amazing ideas flow through of what the summit's going to be about, we really shift and transform a lot. And that's why I'm going to scroll down here. We don't get to the part about your talk, your free gift, and your post-summit offer until step 11. And there's a very, very purposeful reason why we wait until that late in the process to determine these things. It's because you'll be a whole new person by then. Truly, you will be a whole new person by then, and you'll have a very different idea of what you want to speak about, because by this time you've already heard most of the interviews, you've already recorded most of them. And what will just absolutely fill your heart with joy to offer following the summit, right? That will change over time. So I am going to fully support you on all of this, figuring out, because you're going to do your own talk or interview as well. So what will that be about, and how should it be structured? I will guide you in that. What free gift will you give to the audience? I mean, you're already giving them the best free gift of all, which is the summit, right? But we can work with this free gift concept to very strategically bring people into your post-summit offer and help you have a really amazing launch. And we'll spend a lot of time, and I will be right there to support each and every one of you very, very personally on what is the program that you want to announce a week or 2 weeks or maybe a month after your summit that is going to allow you to really shine, to really be in your full thought leadership and bring your gifts to the world in the highest way. So I will support you 100% on all of that. Okay, great questions. Let me go over to YouTube and see. Beautiful. Okay, no new questions over there, but thank you all for your comments on YouTube. Okay, so before we close, I just want to invite everybody once again to go and check out the webpage for Soulful Summit Creation. Let me come back to the page here. And you can read through all 12 steps, okay? And in the group program, we're going to meet 2 times a month for 6 months, starting at the beginning of June. So June through November, we'll meet 2 times each month. And by the end of that time, you will have received all of the steps one by one, and many of you will already have your summit mostly completed by that time. Now, if you think you want to take longer than 6 months to create your summit, that's totally fine as well. I have many clients who say, I think I need 8 months or 10 months or sometimes even a year to create it. And that's fine, because even once we complete the program, I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to ever leave you by the wayside. I will be right here with you. I will be checking in with you. Even after our group, 6 months of sessions are over, I'll be emailing with you and making sure you have everything that you need. And I'll just scroll down here to show you. So here's the investment. The small group, if you pay in full upfront, you do save money. If you pay in full upfront, it's $5,000. If you pay by installment, it's 6 payments of $1,000 each. So if you know you want to join right now, go ahead and come here and make your first payment of $1,000, and you will be in, and one of those 2 spaces will be saved for you. And if you would like to request a free 30-minute consultation with me, you can come and click on this button, fill out the application. It's a Soulful Summit application. It's a pretty brief form, but it just gives me some really important information that I need to know about you coming into the call. And so fill that out and send it in, and I will reach out to you soon to schedule our 30-minute chat. So that's how to take action from today. All right, so do we have any other questions before I close the call today? I don't see any right now. One more thing I'll mention on this page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will find frequently asked questions. So if you have questions in your mind, come and read these, because I have really thorough answers to the questions I hear the most, like, aren't there too many summits out there already? Do I need an email list before creating a summit? You do not need an email list. The summit is the reason, or the email list is the reason you're doing the summit. And other important questions, right? What if I don't know any experts or influencers? How will I find speakers, right? All of that is answered right here. So just come and check those out. They will be very helpful to you. Okay, so with that, we will close the call for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Go ahead and submit that consultation form. We can have a 30-minute chat and I will give you my best advice on whether this is the right step for you in your business at this time. And thank you all for your beautiful comments in the chat. And thank you so much, Katherina and Stacy and Clara, for being on live with me today. Much love to all of you. I will see you all again soon. Yes. Let's see if we get the, there we go. Special effects. Okay. Bye for now. Much love, everybody.